Kutika TV Africa, New Age of TV.
Hello viewers, welcome to Kutika TV Africa, and I am your host Jaqueline Nakamba. So welcome to the first ever episode in the month of love, February, where we'll be able to have heart conversations with a number of people, getting to know their love life, their heart condition, and all those things to do with love. And I'm excited because we'll be able to get to know people on an intimate level. Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, we have an amazing guest today in the studio, and I don't want to spill the beans. So if you want to know the person that I'll be able to chat with him with today, so stick around. We'll be able to have an amazing conversation just after the break. Stay tuned.
Kutika TV Africa, New Age of TV.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kutika TV Africa. If you are just joining us, we are in the month of February, our first ever show, where we'll be able to have conversations with people about heart issues and love issues. Like I had said, we have an amazing guest today in the studio. He calls himself the Melody Man, and I'm excited to get to have a chat with him. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome VP Love.
Hi Jasmine, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Okay, looking good.
Thank you. You're good too.
Good for the show.
Yeah, so I'm just happy to have a chat with you today. Apart from just seeing the celebrities, happening everywhere. I'm like, you are having a conversation today with Philo. So I'm glad to have you, and hope you don't mind us putting you on the hot seat today.
The whole thing.
Yeah, because
we'll see how far we can go.
Oh, okay, all right. So I want to know more about the name The Melody Man.
Okay.
Do you mind telling us about that? It came from the origin and what it means.
Yeah, okay, so in 2018, I did an extended play, an EP called The Melody Man.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was themed, it was a 6-track themed EP.
Okay.
I figured, everybody's all about I'm king and what, and I'm an ordinary person. I don't like putting titles to my name. I just love what I do, so I just do the work. But I felt, music is melody. That's what it is. I have to be that guy because I feel this is my flow, the melody man. But for some they still, Tilo.
Yeah.
So nothing fancy, that's where the name came from.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love the simplicity.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, there's actually a song. The theme song is called The Melody Man and features them Supply. Yeah, so you should look it up.
I would definitely do so. So anyway, can you just tell us about how it has been, you being able to separate your brand from your personal life? How is it like? How's the experience?
I wouldn't really say it's something that's easy, considering the fact that people will always have so much to say about someone who's in the limelight, Not that I'm blaming them. I mean, we all understand why we do certain things. And you need to know that everybody has got an opinion towards what you're doing, so long as what you do is for the public. Yeah, so it's division of labor and time, I have other things that I love doing apart from music, I play basketball and I have other activities. So for me, I don't really get to it. Like, it doesn't really bother me what people say about my personal life. I can go on and explaining to people why I do certain things. At the end of the day, yes, I'm still the melody man, but I've got a life to live. You know what I mean? So it's straight on its own, knowing that a whole lot of people have all those things. Why does he do that? Why is, you know what I mean? But we have to live, and we have to separate time and division. So yeah.
Interesting, huh? Interesting. Yeah, but who is Philo apart from you doing music? Yeah.
Who is Amos Chukash?
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
so,
Who is Amos Pasha away from music?
Away from the music, just like any other ordinary person. I'm an engineer by profession.
Interesting.
I don't like employment.
Okay.
It's funny enough because I've never really gotten a job in my life, Not that it's sad, no?
I didn't think that. Yeah.
I discovered this the time I finished my high school. When all my friends were busy going out there to search for employment, it wasn't in me, I was all about the streets, like Bine, hearts on the soul, you know what I mean? So the issue of just being employed and knowing that I have to wake up at 6 or whatever time to go and work, it wasn't in me. So I said, if it's not for me, then I can't push it. I need to go with what works for me. So I chose to go with the art, with the hustle, and the music, which it worked for me, you know what I mean? Not that I'm saying to the audience that, no, you shouldn't go to school, you know, because people always get it twisted.
I know.
Education is important, as they say, but we're talking about financial literacy, so you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's great. You know, looking at the fact that you just didn't wake up and say, I don't want to go to school, I want to pursue my music career and whatnot. How did I don't know, parents, guardians take that? Because you were young by then, right?
Yeah.
How did they take it?
You know, you're being kept under someone's roof.
Dependent.
And knowing that you're an African child, you know the drill. You have to go to school and you have to go to church.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My family, I would say my family in particular, they weren't really in support, you know what I mean? Because I started pushing my music the time I was still in school.
Okay.
That's when I developed the passion of music and stuff. But as we know it, until you start making results from what you're doing, then people will believe in you, they'll support you, know what I mean? Because I feel if I had given up because of what my father did like, I mean, my dad didn't even like that I was into sports, you know what I mean? But it was my life.
Yeah.
And I understood the concept of living when I was at a younger age. You know, you can't be like everybody, and I feel that's why people sometimes get it twisted. You all have a purpose in life, okay? If you were born to be a somebody and be employed, that's not me. It has to be balanced. There has to be doctors, and doctors when they have stress, they have to go to the club. In the club there's music. There has to be someone creating the music, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
So it's profession and understanding why you take up to do certain things in life and not considering what somebody has to say, no matter who they are, you know. So yeah, I took the sacrifice and I'm here now.
Oh, great. And you are really helping the same people.
Exactly.
Yeah, then apart from that, how did the passion grow? You know, because I don't know about you, but for me, certain passions grew out of motivation.
Yeah.
So in case of your situation, how the passion for music, how was it birthed?
Well, I feel like just like anybody else, from listening to music, you know, music is easy, you get to love it, and could I really do this, you know what I mean? So I started as a writer, I started writing, and I'm like, this actually makes sense. Can I give someone who can do this? So I started writing, started giving people, you know, I wrote a couple of songs for artists that, you know, I wrote for a lot of people in the Zambian industry that just never credited me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I hate to mention names here because I think I've said it a couple of times. So from writing, I reached the point where I felt like I wasn't being appreciated enough. Like every time I do things for people, I was still in the background, you know. So I said, if I can really write for someone, maybe I can, you know, I can do it. So I went into that phase of now going to the studio, then I started doing it. Then from there I started building, started perfecting the art. Then it started now growing into business now, yeah, because, you know, to push a career, you need finances. So how do you make money off what you're doing? You now need to start thinking of finances. So doing your business, and you know, with the school, we put in some entrepreneurship, and we're here, we're still pushing.
One more question on that. Do you do your music for entertainment, to entertain us, or it's for money? Because you're good.
Used to? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I used to, but I don't just do it for entertainment. Okay, to break it down, what I mean is, you know, in an artist's career, that's why I'm an artist body, son. There are those that when you categorize them, you can tell to say iffy, then be like because they want to entertain people and make their money. Then you have artists that do music that speak life, you know what I mean? So I was at that point at some time, and then I think the network of people I started associating myself started helping me see the bigger picture of why we're doing what we do, you know what I mean? So I started understanding the impact of the impact my music has on certain people. Yeah. So and that's it. To be like it's this deep. You know what I mean? So I went into it now spiritually. So there are certain songs that when you write them, you need to be in a different atmosphere, you know, in a different vibration. And there's those ones that Chabu Club change. You name change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's on both sides. You entertain and educate and also communicate.
Yeah, one thing I love about you having a motive to defend, to educate, like you said, you have to be in the spirit because you know because someone else is learning from me, and I wouldn't want to pass on negative vibe on one another, and I love that. So let's go to your basketball now. I actually saw a medal that you got to post last year, the direct champion from is it Basketball Association of Copperbelt?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been doing basketball?
I've been playing basketball more than I've been doing music.
Wow. Great. Great.
Yeah.
And when was that?
When Zambia and the opportunities are not really, you know what I mean? Because talking of the basketball sector in Zambia, it's not really like a major sport.
Exactly.
I agree with me on that one. So I've been playing basketball for almost all my life.
Wow.
I love the sport. At some point in my life, I just got to understand that if not for sports, I would have ended up like one of the junkies, you know what I mean? Because my life was revolving around the same thing. Sport, music, church, for me. So if I never have, because I spend most of my time working out, you know what I mean? Like I'm a sportsman, I've accepted. I'm currently playing for a couple of teams, the Magnet. And we were the CBA championship. So as I'm speaking, we're going for national games. I'm a very dedicated sportsman.
I can even just hear how you're coming out.
Too much.
Yeah. So is basketball as important as your music career?
Very. If they actually told me to choose between stopping basketball and music, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe just finances would separate the two. But in terms of genuine love, I have love for the sport.
Okay, then also I want to know, in cases where your basketball pursuit or your programs get to clash with your music, what do you do? Because these are two things that you love in your entire life.
Yeah. Well, it's as priority.
Okay.
Which of the two needs urgency at the moment, or which of the two needs to perform? Okay. So if we're going to say there's finances, because like I said, basketball is not yet. I don't live off making money through basketball. I can't lie to you. It's my music and the influence I built that makes me the income and the money that I make. So where priorities are concerned, situations will determine. But obviously, if there are finances involved, I would have to sacrifice the love of sport to make your money.
Great, and I'm already enjoying the conversation. So me, who's been putting other things on hold.
I don't want to see.
Yeah, I'm a believer like that. I don't know why that had to go. Okay, yes. So let's talk about your album. I know we're late. Yeah, The Awakening.
Yeah.
I know we're a little late, but would love to know what does that mean to you?
Okay. Like I mentioned earlier, music is a different path. Have you noticed the characters of certain artists, like how music changes them, yeah? Behavior, language, everything, you know what I mean? So I recorded my album, I dropped my album last year, but I recorded everything, I think in a space of like a year and a half, 2 years, somewhere there. It's something that I needed to understand. I didn't just wake up and record the album, you know what I mean? I really needed to understand, like, if I'm going to do an album, what is going to be themed at? Because yeah, I know I have the voice, I can make good music, but an album is different. It needs to be themed towards something. And when I thought of The Awakening, I was looking at me being a child who's born in Africa, who's black. I was looking at the impact of what color has in this world that we're living in, a number of things that we can bring out and say, do you know that this is this? So I went on a spiritual path, I got into my space, into my meditation, and I started writing the music.
Wow.
So to awaken means to have a clear understanding of what you choose to do in your life.
Okay.
It's not just physical, it's not just spiritual, it's not just emotion, it's like everything, you know? And I discovered that most of the time we as human beings, we're living our lives based on people's expectations.
Exactly.
And so you end up losing the purpose of why you were born. You know what I mean? Because if we were to bring a religion into this, we were going to talk about things of there's heaven, you know what I mean? There's this and that, but what is your purpose, Jaqueline, in this life? Away from the religion, spirituality and everything, what is your purpose? So that's the space I was in when I was combining my writing.
Wow. Interesting. And on purpose, so how did you get to know that purpose? For someone out there who's trying to get to know their purpose, you know, because you went into this mode of meditation, with this particular path, how did you know that this is my purpose for the sake of someone out there who wants to know?
The thing is, spiritual awakening is something that is going to come if you want it.
Okay.
People are difficult to accept them, you know what I mean? If I'm 25 years old today, and I'm going to believe in something, it is going to take me 25 years to unlearn what I've learned for me to start accepting something. And that's where we have a problem, because when you decide to try something new, people are not easy to change. Change is difficult. So for you to start accepting something, you need to have a validation to say, okay, what if, let's say, 1 plus 1 is not 2? You see, it's crazy on its own, because we all know 1 plus 1 is 2, but there are possibilities that 1 plus 1 can be. Yeah, you know what I mean? So when you get to that level of thinking, then you start accepting things that you've not been living. Yeah.
That's a lovely journey, because only a few people get to begin to question what they've always learned. Yeah, which is an amazing thing. So, but how was the process to the whole creativity of the album? How is it?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was my first album, and like I said, I knew I had to take a lot of time because I needed to meet up certain people, you know. I had Mumbachi on my album, I had Teresa Ngambi, I had Shefi, I had Wheels, and I had some international features from people from SA and Zimbabwe. So these are people that you would meet up and say, you know, this is what I'm doing. Or they'll ask you, why are you doing this? You know, people that will challenge you. You know, but you have to make your purpose clear to them. Why are you doing this? And like, why are you taking this? So yeah, they need to flow in your energy for them to connect and do something solid. So it was an amazing journey and a good experience. I think 2022, I'm a different person and I'm happy. You know?
I love it, yeah? So what do you get to do, like you say, you're pushing a particular agenda, right? Then the people you love to feature on your project are not up for the idea. What do you do for instance?
Like for me, I have had situations where, let me just give a practical example where maybe I vibe to a certain guy that he does gospel music, you know this category. I do gospel music, I do secular. It's a bit challenging when you want to meet both sides, because this guy is going to tell you, I can't do this and this because this doesn't allow me to do so. So, like, what's your motive? What are we going to sing about? You explain to them. If they don't like it, then you won't work. As an artist, you need to understand. Okay, that's why sometimes when you write a song, but I think you know what I mean, it's there. So if it's not working, then it's not supposed to work. Yeah.
Oh, great. But how, according to your journey and what you've learned so far, how's the internet impact on music business?
The world has moved to digital. Everything is on the internet. People don't normally use their TVs anymore. They're on the phone. Even as you sit to chat with people, they're still on the phone. That's where everything is happening, you know what I mean? And that's why now we have trends. Our generation right now is about trends. It's hype over fact. So even when you're doing the right thing, you might still not win. you know. So it's on both sides. The internet is good, you know what I mean? And on the other side, it's got its own disadvantages. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, guys, hope you are enjoying the conversation. So we'll be crossing over to another segment, and I'm excited about it. So if you want to know what the other segment is going to be about, stay tuned. We'll be back. Yeah, just after the break.
Kutika TV Africa, New Age of TV.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Like I had earlier stated, we have an amazing guest in the studio today. He calls himself Philo, the Melody Man, and you know, I don't know, based on your relationship with him, I don't know what you call him, but I know him as Philo and the Melody Man. So we actually have another segment, like I said, but before we jump to that, I'd love to know about your music journey because you haven't really touched on that. How's been your music journey from the time you started it?
I mean, professionally, I started off my music career 9 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I did in Dola. Started with Cream Dola, and so moved on, started pushing, left Ndola, went to Chengola, came back to the Copper Belt and went to the Saka. So I've been building, you know, I'm still building. The ambition and dream is to actually elevate the nation. Hopefully God gets us there. Yeah, so it's nothing extraordinary. I think just like any other artist, you know, the challenges are just the same. Financial problems from here to there, marketing problems, you know, because right now the issue that we're having in the industry is the marketing part. So we don't have like marketing friends in Zambia. The promoters that we have in Zambia are show promoters and not music promoters. You know, so even when you have a good song and a good video, you don't really have the capacity to market it outside there. Unless maybe you use people outside. But then, like I said, we're talking about financial input. Yeah.
I'd love you to just echo on the show promotion and the music promotion. Can you just talk about it? I'm curious.
Okay, so the what we call promoters, So what promoters do is they'll promote you as a brand, using the influence that you have and the audience you have to create events like shows. If I'm not mistaken, in Zambia, that's the major source of income for artists, as people put it. In Zambia, artists look unless they have show. So this is something that we've been trying to educate a lot of artists on. You know, there's some truth to it, but I'll be honest with you to tell you that right now, most of the artists are making their money off endorsements and advertising because, like we said earlier on, everything has gone digital. So like personally, I have worked with Black Label Karen from South Africa. I've worked with One Expert from Russia, Bedwinner from UK. So these are people that understand the power of marketing and advertising. They'll give you a proper contract. Here's a 1-year contract. You've seen your numbers. How much are you going to be charging us every month? You bill them, you do your paperwork, whatever, you know what I mean? So that motive for an artist to make money unless someone shows it, it's something that we've been trying to fight, especially on the pricing, because if you look at the progress of the pricing for shows, by the way, me, I don't do club shows, I'm a live performer, so I can't do a show in the club because there's no way I'm going to put my instruments, you know what I mean? We don't have arenas in Zambia where we go to say, go for live music, it's been a struggle, but then maybe what we're working for now cannot work for us. The motive is to change the culture of Zambian music, because if we talk of people like the Napike, the Napongozi, yes, they made it in Zambia, but they never took the music outside there, like people like Kofi Olomide, you know what I mean? And that's why we're struggling right now, because our culture doesn't educate the audience to buy the music. People get everything
for free,
unlike in other countries. So the idea is to make the culture better, maybe for the next generation. Yeah.
I love the agenda. In fact, we just do. You're actually trying to do something that's going to impact the generations to come, which is a very selfless act. And I'm applauding you for that, and other artists who are doing that. So let's talk about you being a graduate, because I know that you were at uni, you studied.
Very educated.
Exactly. Yeah. So why is it that you had to abandon? I know you touched it a bit, but why did you abandon your profession to pursue your music and basketball and whatnot? Yeah.
Me, Jaqueline, I'll be very honest with you. One day I sat down and I was telling myself, I'm like, so Igwe, are you going to sacrifice what you love doing to what everybody wants you to do? That's the question I asked myself. And I said, I love music. Can that music make me money? Yes. Why is someone going to school to get papers to go for employment? What do they want? Money.
Money.
Yeah. So we're all people of the same caliber, just doing different things to get to the same destination. The financial aspect. I went to school. I was by Corpus and University. I did mechanical engineering. I came to Nortec. I graduated in 2018. I got my papers in electrical. I went to South Africa. I did safety. I got my paper. But I didn't. My motive was not that Nanapush and Gamofu, you know what I mean. But I know that's what my family and other people were expecting. But this is my life. You know what I mean? I'm the master. I'm the creator of this path I'm walking in. So whether I don't make it or I make it, at the end of the road I'm going to say, I tried what I felt I love to do. I had my run, and this is the end of the road. You know what I mean? So I make decisions, and I don't like you. I'm very happy with what I do in my life. Even if I had an opportunity of starting employment today at the K4, it's about the love. Okay, the love is overweighing everything else that is forcing.
And personally, I believe if you're doing something that you love, in as much as you're going to be stressed here and there, but you're going to stick around.
Yes.
You're doing it with passion.
Yes.
Unlike other people who are in employment,
they don't love their
job. Which is really crazy.
They don't.
Yeah, let me talk about also what you studied, which is somehow contrary to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Are you using your studies or your profession in some way to make money, maybe somewhere, or it was just a paper you just had to get and just pack it?
It's the knowledge. Okay. You see, I asked someone a question that if you feel like you can answer me, you answer me. I asked someone, I said, why is it that when you go for education or in school, they never teach you about how to make money? Do you know that they don't teach you how to make money?
They don't.
So if they're not going to teach you how to make money, then why are they teaching you to wait for something so that you can find a way to make money? Why can't they just teach you financial literacy? So there are a lot of things that happen in this world. You just have to pay attention.
So in your journey, I don't know what you're pursuing, electrical engineering, I don't know, mechanical engineering. Yeah, like your journey, did you get some stuff or a certain type of knowledge that you are currently using in your music journey?
Entrepreneurship.
Did you learn entrepreneurship?
Communication skills, yes.
Okay.
For me, I think, if you compare, okay, not that I mean to be disrespectful, but if you sat down and did a list of educated artists in Zambia and the ones that haven't really had like educational backgrounds, you see the difference. One, in the way they do things. Two, the way they come out. You know what I mean? The behavior is going to tell you a lot of things. So I feel school was very important for me and my career. It helped me how to mold myself, how to brand myself, and a lot of things. Yeah.
And I also love the fact that you touched on the financial literacy part, because I'm a witness. When I was in university, the only thing that they were teaching us, you need to be a manager, go out to shine, those things, right? But I later on began to learn about financial literacy, just doing my own things after graduating. And it took exposure and just being intentional. And I love what you're also preaching indirectly, because people out there are getting to learn. Yeah, so I don't know if this is the right time. We'll have to cross over to the next segment, if you're ready. Yeah, but we are crossing over, guys. Yeah, stick around.
Kotika TV Africa, New Age of TV.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm excited because it is game time. I'm excited because we'll be able to have random questions that I will get to ask, and you'll be able to pick questions from this book. So we can start, right? Yeah, can you pick a number? Yeah. Then I'll be able to read.
Oh, say my number.
3. Oh, okay. I didn't know. So just give me a minute. Like you said, so okay, I found it. So it's actually in black. And black has to do with maybe your personal.
Why is mine in red?
It's no. That's
Okay.
yeah. Okay. So, your favorite color is in black, and the question reads: when and who was your first crush?
That's easy.
Okay.
Her name was Miriam Lambu. Miriam Tasha Lambu. I still remember. She was like, I think she had.
I'm sure she's excited. She's watching the. Oh, okay.
Better not watch it.
Okay. I think you can pick another one. It's really fine. Number 1. Okay. Let's see what color it is in. Just give me a minute. Let's write the number in here. Just hoping. Okay. You have black this time. Okay. Who's the most important person in your life?
Because I've ever thought of it.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to lie or I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
Because I have 2 people there.
Okay.
And I'm only allowed to mention one, is it?
I think we can pardon you. I don't know.
I have my mother and my daughter.
Oh, even my daughter.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, amazing. I think we can proceed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really can answer it. Number 7. Oh, okay. So, getting to know you indirectly, eh? Apart from the questions that I was asking you.
Good job.
Yeah, so, okay, this is in red. Which color rose stands for love at first sight?
Color, rose.
Stands for love at first sight.
So they're asking me for the color.
Yes. Okay, the options are A, white, B, pink, C, red, and D, lavender.
I'm going to tell you something. I don't think I'm that romantic.
Apart from singing love songs, you're not romantic?
I'm
Okay.
not that deep into it, but
Okay.
I'm going to go with, can you just read the question again?
Okay, you have 4 options. A is white.
No, the question.
Okay.
And which?
Color rose stands for love at first sight.
You do it, red.
Very wrong. So the answer is lavender. And I didn't know about it as well.
You did? Yeah.
I didn't.
So
So you're not the only one. So anyway,
yeah.
this is us actually learning. So those who will be doing Valentine's
Lavender.
Day know that lavender is what. Don't get wrong roses, guys. So pick
I need to
another.
go and look for lavender.
I know. I mean, you don't even know colors. Lavender. Okay, so 5. Okay. This one is in black. What does love mean to you?
That's a complex question. Because a very religious person, I was going to say, love is God.
Like me. Alright.
But love, in simplicity, love is, how can I put it? Being selfless. The care that you show other people. Like being able to love other people like you love yourself. You know what I mean? Okay, let me not use the word love because that's what we asked. So I replace it with the word, to care. What you would want, what you do to yourself, that you can implicate on somebody. I think for me that's love.
So in other words, can you say it's more of actions than just the word uttering like I love you?
Well, the action is what speaks louder. So it's the action, not just whatever is attached to it, but it's like it's practical. What do you say? A doing word is it? It's like a verb. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We can proceed. I know a lot of people have said their own version of love.
Yeah, okay.
10. Okay. Love is kind, love is fine, so it's 10. Ring. Who created the very first box of chocolate? I love this question, guys. So we have 4 options. A to D. A is Richard Cadbury. B is Jim Russell. C, Edward Kennedy. And D is Lady Godiva. Yes.
Well, in all honesty, I don't know, so I'm just guessing, and I'm glad they put multiple choices. I'm going to go with A because his last name sounds like it's got some chocolate in it.
And you are correct.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was obvious because it's Cadbury and we're not Cadbury.
Come on.
It's obvious. Yeah. How many questions about? Anyway, can we pick, I think, 1 or 2 more?
Okay.
Yeah.
4.
Okay. So 4 is St. Black. What is your favorite song of your recent album and why?
My favorite song is Mysterious One. It features Jaqueline Nakamba. That's the first track of my album.
Okay.
It's a reggae song. Why do I love this song? It speaks volumes. The time I was writing this song, when the lady who sang the chorus for me came to me and said, you know, I wrote this song and I recorded it a couple of times. It just didn't come out the way I wanted it to come. I feel it was waiting for you. She sang it for me and I was like, this is what I've been waiting. It was actually the last song that imagine, it's the first song on the album, but it's the last song that I got to finish because I was looking for something that was missing in the album. So that impact in my life.
Okay, and you already answered the why part?
Yeah, that's the why part.
Okay. Alright, great. Maybe we can move to one last question. Yes, and we'll be done.
2.
Okay. Black. To read, who in your book goes down as the best musician of all time?
Well, it's a difficult question because it's not specified in Africa. Oh, by the way, I'm only good to African music.
Oh,
okay. So, in my space, I would probably answer.
Okay.
At the moment, for me, what of them I'm
Okay. Maybe just one.
But maybe
I know
just
the number,
one.
but just one.
Okay, the number.
Oh, interesting. So anyway, our game is done, but overall it has been an amazing journey, amazing conversation, getting to know you apart from just the questions I had. It was just these surprise questions were just like me trying to get to know you here and there. And I've also learned a number of things in line with Valentine. Valentine is around the corner. So guys, hope you have knowledge on Valentine and just everything. Maybe you might have any closing remarks or something or we're done.
Not really. Thank you for hosting me. Yeah, and I hope people that were watching are going to enjoy the interview and also just Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, it has been the amazing Tilo. Yeah, and I'm excited because I got to meet finally. Yeah, and it has been Jaqueline. Guys, stick on to the Super TV Africa because we're all about entertaining you, informing you, and motivating your viewers. Stay tuned. Bye.
Yeah, Viking Dada, Tila, Raj. She got a fine face, body shape too tight. She pass Mona Lisa. She gets my mind too dirty when I see her. All I want is a pizza. She manifests my feelings. Oh Lord, I don't want to sin. I'm a believer because I know what she a bidder. High class, everything past money. She a diva. See bad man wanna jump on it. Do a little freaky up on it. She get drunk and high as we up on it. Do a little nothing at the pocket and me say, you know my head like a bandana. Bandana. a sweet Mr. Banana. Banana. Been on my head like a bandana. Banana. I be a sweet Mr. Banana. Banana. Bang, you stuck on my mind like a radio. Bang, 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 just like a sound of a radio. Back on my mind like a rewind. Yeah, give me love, give me divine. I'm back on me gentleman, me lover man, me hustle stream like a divine. You set everything cool, color and painting the dream I desire. No other girl compare with you. I live for you, man, I never been a liar. No twist like Oliver, it's Bonnie and Clyde when we roll in a clubhouse. Man, I pull up with a slay mama. Bang, bang, body days, fire shots, but them go digger. Now my head like a bandana. Bandana. I be a sweet Mr. Banana. Banana. Been on my head like a bandana. Banana. I be a sweet Mr. Banana. You stuck on my mind like a radio. Bang, 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 just like a sound of a radio. You and I make a bad combination, so in your rescue I point me your winger. You're bad man when you need a little favor. You're hit man whenever you need a radar. Do bad things if you want to. Break rules and the law, girl, I got you. Go on a vacate to Malibu, where the party after party till the sunrise. Feeling good, flexing, good vibes, no bad energy, no vexing. Getting high, no stressing. That's a life that we chasing and flexing, flexing. You know my head like a bandana. Banana. I be a sweet Mr. Banana. Banana. Been on my head like a bandana. Banana. I be a sweet Mr. Banana. Banana. Been on my head like a bandana. Banana. I be a sweet Mr. Banana.
Criterion Music.